The Appalachians are in full force now. Although the elevation profile looks like a downhill day, this is still an above-average climbing day for the trip. After hitting Rural Retreat for some supplies, we will parallel Interstate 81 through Wytheville and Fort Chiswell before settling in Draper. We will cross the Reed Creek at least 3 times, and the scenery should remain green and lush like yesterday.
Good morning. It is Monday, July 15, day 61. Departing Troutdale en route to Meadows, Virginia. Early start, nice and chilly. We got, I think, 3 warm showers in a row coming up, so I'm looking forward to a night in a bed after a couple nights sleeping on my sleeping pad. Early morning, whee! It's been 18 hours since I've had any sort of signal on my cell phone. When we came into Troutdale, no signal, and it was confirmed by some locals there, yeah, you're not going to get a signal anywhere in town. And there was no Wi-Fi at the hostel. And how many miles am I into today's ride? 9.83 miles into today's ride, still no signal. Hopefully my wife thinks I'm still alive. And also, there was the huge news, I guess it was 2 evenings ago now, about an assassination attempt on Donald Trump. And so I don't know any updates on that, since no connectivity. We're approaching Rural Retreat, Virginia. I looked at the map, and there is a diner that is open there. So, diner breakfast sounds pretty good after a rustic night in the hostel with no AC and just some dry food for breakfast.
Rural Retreat, Virginia is one of my favorite town names on the entire Transamerica Trail. The town has preserved its rail depot beautifully since being built in 1870, and it deserves its spot on the National Register of Historic Places, where it was inducted in 2014. One more fascinating tidbit about Rural Retreat, Virginia is that Dr. Charles T. Pepper opened a drugstore here in town and worked with a couple of pharmacists with knowledge of carbonated beverages to come up with a recipe of herbs, roots, and raisins to craft the Dr. Pepper recipe, which gained significant fame after it was introduced at the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair. This is a restaurant in Rural Retreat, Moe's Diner. They do a terrible job advertising. Look at this. Their open sign isn't even on. There is an open sign in the door above Paul's bike. Look at this. I mean, they need to spend a little bit more on their advertising budget. I'll show you the inside. And our food has arrived. Yeah. We got an egg biscuit and a hot cake. Yum, yum. Rural Retreat was a cute little town. We're staying the night in Meadows tonight, and there's really not much in Meadows. And our warm showers host is unable to meet us until 4:30 p.m. So Wytheville is in between Rural Retreat and Meadows. So I might look for a library there or some restaurant where I can sit down and spend a few hours, get some work done, or get some video editing done. That's the plan, so a nice midday break for us. And then it'll only be about 10 miles to finish. Wytheville, Virginia owes its name to George Wythe, one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence. The last documented lynching in the state occurred here in 1926. A black man named Raymond Byrd had intimate relations with 3 white women, all sisters. The eldest 2 sisters claimed it was consensual, but he was accused of raping the youngest of the sisters.
When in his jail cell, a mob shot and killed him and dragged his corpse behind a truck for several miles. His death caused outrage, resulting in the first ever anti-lynching law being passed in the state 2 years later.
Oh, we are cooking in the afternoon sun. It is 97 degrees and humid. Oh boy. The sun pounding down on us. We have 11 or 12 more miles to go. We are leaving Wytheville. Apologies if I mispronounced that earlier today as Wytheville. It's Wytheville. And going through Meadows. And then actually it looks like our warm showers host is in Fort, and I'm going to mispronounce this one too. It's spelled Chiswell, Chiswell. Fort Chiswell, Chisel, something like that. I am so stinking hot here. The last video I watched before I departed from the travel station I was cooling down at was a cute little video of Sherlock Holmes with his littermate Dr. Watson. And my in-laws have Dr. Watson. And I'll show you that video. I wanted to be in that kiddie pool with the pups. That looked refreshing. The fort in Fort Chiswell, Virginia was a significant outpost during the American Revolution, since a lead deposit was located here for molding bullets. When we arrived at our warm showers host, we watched a bit of a Tour de France leg. That was interesting, since I don't follow cycling. And then our host took us to a Mexican restaurant in town, which was delicious. I had some carne asada, and it hit the spot. It's time for the daily recap for day 61. Today's difficulty was a 5 out of 10. I think the heat in the afternoon with that last stretch bumped that up from a 4 for me. And then the scenery today was a 6 out of 10. And my overall feeling of positivity is an 8.